Madam Speaker, my question is to the Premier. Premier, it's clear your government has failed to secure FSC because of its unsustainable logging practices and commitment to log 356,000 hectares of native forests. On Tuesday, you praised our Prime Minister for his climate leadership on the international stage, despite him boycotting the UN Climate Summit to cosy up with Donald Trump, the world's worst climate-denying criminal. Yesterday, you falsely claimed Tasmania was the global climate leader, even though you, the Premier, didn't march and support our children's future at last week's global climate strike. Other countries are desperately planting as many trees as possible to draw down carbon, but you see 356,000 hectares of carbon-trapping, high-value native forests as a wood bank for plundering. Do you agree a global climate leader would not log and burn native carbon-rich forests?
Thank you. The Honourable the Premier. Dr Woodruff. Not to apologise, Mr O'Byrne.
Speaker.
Stop waffling.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the member for the questions. And they go to a range of issues which I have addressed, and more than happy to do so again today, and to confirm the fact that Tasmania is a leader in climate change action. That is irrefutable. And it is true to say that Tasmania has not only a strong claim to make in this regard, but also a strong track record of delivering under a Liberal government. The first jurisdiction in the country to be zero net emissions. Our self-sufficiency in renewable energy by 2022, 100% through the investments that we are making. The actions under our Climate Action 21 plan, a number of which, as I say, go to supporting Tasmanian businesses, government and non-government sector to invest in technologies and initiatives to reduce our carbon footprint. I'm addressing one part of your questions, and to ensure, Madam Speaker, that we continue our efforts to be a climate change leader, Madam Speaker. Under this action plan, we have been able to deliver the lowest per capita emissions out of all Australian states and territories. So we are leading the country in this regard. Emissions per person have decreased. A reduction of 96%, as I said yesterday in this place, between 1990 and 2017.
Warning number one.
One of the lowest net emitters of carbon dioxide on the planet. And as I say, a lot being done through our action plan. Rolling out electric vehicle charging stations, assistance to small and medium businesses to help them reduce their operating costs through resource efficiency initiatives, energy audits to support businesses to improve their energy efficiency, targeted fuel reduction program, which this government has completed and initiated to protect our communities, also has environmental benefit. Irrigation infrastructure, which has continued under this government, investment in our renewable hydro assets, as I say. All these things, as well as having in our state some of the best climate change and climate scientists and researchers in the world are here. Well, they're here assisting government to be leaders in climate change. More does need to be done. I do acknowledge and support the efforts of all those who came to the rally recently and who expressed their views on this matter and understand how important it is to them. I hope that they understand the things that we are doing to reduce our carbon footprint and to place Tasmania in such a strong position that it is. And it would be a wonderful thing to see the Greens acknowledge these facts, but you can't even do it in this place. How could we trust you with a group of children to tell them the truth? But, Madam Speaker, with respect to our forest industry, and the Minister has spoken about the status of FSC, and I spoke yesterday about what's proposed with the potential production forest land and what is required under legislation that passed this House. So no matter the scaremongering and the dishonesty again from the Greens in this regard will change those facts. But I will again affirm this government's very strong support for our forest industry. It is one we should be proud of. They are very, very highly qualified managers of our land, but also at their heart have a strong interest in our environmental credentials, because it adds value to their product and to their industry, and thankfully to an industry that now employs a lot more people than it did when you were in government and when you were cutting people's jobs out of it.
Thank you, Ms. Ryler.